Hi and welcome in this video. Today I'm happy to answer a question that we, AUTO and I, MaryÂm, we have been asked, and the question is this one. It starts like this. My pranic journey goes very well, especially the fasting became very easy for me and the sexual energy management goes on nearly effortless. That's really amazing. Before I eat in the evening, I don't feel any hunger, but when I start eating, the eating creates the hunger. So currently my problem is not the fasting, but the stopping of eating once I started. Do you have some tips for conscious eating? That would be great. For privacy reason, I will call you B. Thank you so much, B, for asking the question. So I will be answering in the name of AUTO and I, sharing my personal experience and what I know from AUTO. Now, AUTO, if you see that some aspect can be developed on your own side and perspective, you can do a ping pong video and include those aspects. I'm going to share 5 tips for you, B, that can help you on this journey, eating that one meal a day and feeling happy even when you stop that one meal a day, and those tips can help any of you no matter where you are on the path of food freedom. As per you, B, you already have one meal a day, great, and that one meal is already raw vegan, which means you are very close to living a food freedom lifestyle. Now, this aspect you are experiencing can only be temporary if you add the following tips. Tip number 1 is using food in that meal that requires you to chew for a long time, for as long as possible. Example, cabbage. Now, I would really recommend that you eat raw food. For you, B, that's already the case. Well done, you. Eating raw vegan food will truly help you on that path to food freedom. Why? Because when you eat raw vegan food, you eat food that is in its most natural form. So you eat something that is close to nature and basically is really helping you on that path to unfooding, refining your diet in quality and quantity. The other benefit of raw vegan food is that you don't have so many cravings, actually almost none at all at some point, and very fast you won't feel hungry no more. If you eat food that takes a long time to chew and you actually have no choice but chewing that food, you will feel very happy when you have finished your meal. Why? Because your mouth, your teeth, that whole area here will be so happy that you give it a break. Cabbage, for example, is a very interesting food because it takes a long time to chew and it's raw vegan. I'm not going to be talking about all the nutritional aspect, whether it makes you fat or not. You know, all those things, see for yourself and find a way. If it doesn't work, have something else. Carrots, basically anything raw and hard to chew will be good for that purpose. Hard carrots, sweet potatoes, yes, they can be eaten raw. Any kind of food that takes a long time to chew and is raw and vegan will be truly helpful when you want to actually be able to stop eating that meal and be fulfilled and fine when you stop eating it. Believe me, if you have a salad made with cabbage, kale, carrots, sweet potatoes in their raw form, you will be so glad after 30 minutes to not have any more. Which leads me to the second tip. Make that meal an experience you enjoy, but not too much. Basically, quit everything that can create cravings and creates the fact that you want to have more. Quitting the spices, the sugar, the sauces, basically the flavorings. And do as best as you can to eat your meal in its most natural and refined form and processed. Because even the spices like onion and garlic, curry, curcuma, all those things, they do create cravings and they do have side effects with your brain activity, with your stomach activity and more. Once I quitted that, I was in a state of so much more peace that everything was easier on that path to food freedom. Another example I can give you to make it an experience you enjoy but not too much is grating carrots manually to prepare your salad, for example. Now, I was doing that Oh my goodness. Grating carrots manually is a real workout. After 2 carrots, you will be so fed up. You will just hope that you grow as fast as possible on this path of food freedom, just because grating the carrots, not even starting to eat them, will be a whole process, a whole adventure, and a whole workout in itself. Basically an experience you're happy to say goodbye to when the time comes. Tip number 3. I would suggest to eat alone instead of making it a way or an excuse to socialize. Now this is a level that is a bit higher. At some point on the path of food freedom, many people say that the reason why they eat is social reasons. Now, I personally don't really believe in that. I believe the reason we eat is not the actual social gathering, but it's only because we don't want to say, no, I'm okay, no, I don't want to eat. We don't want to have to explain or go into a debate, maybe make people less happy, maybe make people feel concerned. We don't want to go into the whole potential trouble of explaining why we don't want to eat and this and that. And also the fact that we are with other people make us feel like eating. But at some point we need to be very honest with ourselves. Every time we eat socially, we eat less consciously. This is what happens because when people talk to you, when you talk to people, when you think about what to say and what not to say, while chewing your food, and if you are especially trying to chew more, that's not going to work. It will be annoying, it will be a waste of time and energy, and at some point on this path, I believe you actually want to do this process of eating alone and spend all the quality time with other people. And this is leading me to the tip number 4. Once you stop making eating a way or an excuse to socialize, you can make other activities a way or an excuse to socialize. And my actual tip number 4 is to plan ahead something super exciting after that meal. Especially if you have 1 meal a day, what naturally happens is that our mind is looking forward to that 1 meal a day. But once you've had that meal, you feel like, what's going to be next? You feel like this was the most exciting part of the day, even if it is not so conscious. So what you want to do before you have that meal, actually even in the morning of that day or even the day before, you want to plan ahead something really exciting to do, best with other people after that meal. Go for a walk with people. Go for an exciting workout with people. When I say workout, I don't actually mean exercising for the workout. I mean doing a team sport like basketball, tennis, ping pong, football. Anything you can do as a team with another person or with more than one person is going to be great. Dancing. I love dancing in the evening because for me it's very exciting and it's fun. Even alone, I do it anyway in front of my computer. But yeah, that's cool. If you don't want to do those things, there's so many things you can do. AUTO goes for hiking or walking, even in the evening. I remember when I was in the Canaries, he was going anytime out, no matter the weather, the color of the sky, or what time it was. You can also do family games, play a card game with your friend, play a Monopoly, Scrabble, Pictionary, anything you want. Watch a movie with friends, something that is really exciting, that you will look forward to also socialize with other people and not around food. My last tip, tip number 5, is a tip that is a little bit of a higher level, but a tip that I was applying in my life and that really worked. That tip is to have basically enough food during your day for that 1 meal and no more. Now, I was doing that when I was living in Paris City and I was living in a place where I had no kitchen. I decided to simply not store anything. So basically it was easy for me because I just needed to go out. There were shops everywhere and I was buying exactly what I needed for my meal of the day. And if I had too much for that meal, I was throwing it away. When I say throwing away, I actually mean giving it to nature or to animals. And after my meal, that was it. there was nothing left in the cupboards or in the actual place I was living in. This does mean that you will have to go every single day shopping, which is something that you might not want to do. I personally was using this as an opportunity to go out and have a walk. Why? Because otherwise I had the tendency to not go out. It was better for me to go out, shop every single day for my one meal of the day, rather than storing food and taking the risk to not go out, because I would feel like I would be tempted to buy food more, or to go to the shop, or basically consume. Voila! So I shared with you those 5 tips that can truly help you, if you apply them in your life, to stop eating after you have your meal, to stop wanting more, and to just basically enjoy everything else you can do apart from eating. I wish you all the best on your food freedom journey, refining your food in quality and quantity, unfooding, including fasting more in your days, whatever you want to call it. And I'll catch you up later in another video. Bye now. I still have the grater, but I don't have the carrots no more. I don't use it anymore. Okay. At some point, many people think at some